and there must be tens of thousands of computers in the country now, of course.
In 1998, Baby hit the headlines once more.
Now, it was nicknamed Baby by its creators at Manchester University as the very first men and women whose ideas have changed our world. Search for bbc.com/witness history. And the History Hour will be back in just a moment.
This is the BBC World Service with the story of a global icon in women's football.
People would come to me and say, "It's a boys' sport, you have to play with a doll." I simply let them talk. That motivated me.
She's a Brazilian phenomenon. Even her opponents love her. She's a player who has changed the women's game. She is Marta. I'm Julia Carneiro with the story of the most famous women's footballer in the world.
When I started playing, I didn't have a female idol. Today, people stop and say, "Oh, my daughter loves you. She wants to be just like you." We have become a reference for many women all over the world.
You can't teach football. It's a gift. She started hitting the ball the first, second and third time. You already know that she has a gift.
Marta, Brazil's global icon. At bbcworldservice.com or wherever you get your BBC podcasts.
Coming up in part 2 of the History Hour, stories from Iran's dramatic past, including the lavish 3-day party thrown by the Shah in 1971, the former empress exiled in 1979, and the US embassy siege that followed the Islamic Revolution.
I want you to sign this admitting to your spying. And I said no. And he said, I'm going to count from 10 to 1, and if you don't sign it, I'm going to blow your head off.
First, a news summary.
BBC News. The head of the COP29 climate summit in Azerbaijan has said the world is on the road to ruin unless it addresses climate change more seriously. The main focus of the summit is a proposed $1 trillion package from wealthier nations to support climate action in developing countries. Russia has denied a US media report that Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump spoke by phone after Mr. Trump's election victory. Mr. Putin's spokesman called the report completely made up. Russia has launched further attacks on Ukrainian cities. Officials in Mykolaiv say 5 people were killed in a drone attack. In Zaporizhia, 1 person was killed and more than 20 injured. Japan's parliament has confirmed the current Prime Minister, Shigeru Ishiba, in his role. Last month, the governing party suffered its worst election result in decades. The world's biggest cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, has surged to a new all-time high, topping $81,000 for the first time. Traders think a Republican-led Congress would look more favorably on easing cryptocurrency regulations. India has sworn in a new Chief Justice who's been part of several landmark Supreme Court judgments. Sanjeev Khanna was involved in the scrapping of the electoral bond scheme and the special status of Jammu and Kashmir. Human Rights Watch has urged Britain to use its UN Security Council presidency to push for a mission to protect civilians in Sudan. Police in central China have been imposing restrictions on roads and cycle paths to prevent thousands of students from taking part in a nighttime bicycle ride. The craze began when 4 students cycled 50 kilometres from their campus to the historic city of Kaifeng to eat breakfast dumplings together. BBC News.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired. God, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa They provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy. JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy. JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
The best radio show. The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Hey there, this is Archie, and it is Starr Radio UK and the morning show.
This is Starr Radio. This is UK. Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Welcome.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio. Starr Radio. Radio for the people, by the people.
All right, let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth, and those of you on other planets as well. We want to salute each and every one of you and welcome you to Monday, the 11th day of November, the year 2024, and it is now gone exactly 5 minutes past or to the top of the hour. Let me put it that way. 5 minutes to the top of the hour. I don't know why I was saying past. It's 5 minutes to the top of the hour. So wherever you are, once again, let me say massive good morning, and do me a massive favor. Before you see my face, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. And hello to you. Well, I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show with Archie.
And today, commemorating the Armistice Day, exactly at 11 o'clock, we'll take 2 minutes silence, break silence, and then we will resume. Yes, just in support of the commemoration of those who lost their lives in the various wars. I mean, all our, what we call them, our friends and families who have fought in various wars and are still even fighting in wars. We want to commemorate all of them. So please make a date when we bring you that, or we take that minute of silence there. All right, okay. Well, let me say good morning to Mr. Francis Guy, my able producer, Mr. Olayomi Koiki, good morning to you. HR Linda Pallien, good morning to you. Let me say good morning to Perry in the house as well, for all the efforts that you are doing and making sure that everything is finding or working very well here on the show and on the program and in the studio as well, making sure I feel very comfortable in being everything. Let me say good morning to Felix, good morning to Bishop Adeshina, good morning to Anthony Adeneji. Aziz, good morning to you, to Shamsuddin, wherever you are, massive good morning to you too. Let me say good morning to all presenters on Starr Radio UK, Mr. Frank Davis, Mr. KB Bossman, Vicky, and all, what do you call him again, Reverend okay, Emmanuel. Okay, the name this morning I need to concentrate. Okay, I've forgotten the surname. Okay, just bear with me. I had a bit of up and down, waking up very early and doing all productions and stuff like that. But hey, I'm here, aren't I? Okay. And then let me say good morning to Kojo D, wherever you are. Good morning to you, to Reverend Michael Esiama, and all of you on the special program that comes your way every Mondays to Saturdays, but Starr Radio picks it from Wednesday to Saturday, and it is commanding your morning. How we command our morning. So we'll be telling you. As the program goes, you see more about that. But Atakofi, massive good morning to you, sir. I hope you are doing very well. And to the chief of Ashaman, I salute you, Ni, and to all inhabitants of Ashaman this morning, especially those in community 22. Yes, I bet somebody was saying community 22 is near Ashaman or it's in Ashaman. I don't know. Yes, when I come there, I'll be visiting Ni as well. So Ni, massive good morning to you, and to all the inhabitants there, massive good morning to you all. I hope you are all doing very well. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. All right, so by way of program outline, as I did say, at 11 o'clock exactly, we take 2 minutes break. Then after that, we come back. I will bring you all the stories that is making the rounds. If you are fortunate to have Mr. Olayomi Koiki, he'll be giving us updates bringing us the updates from Nigeria as well. If not, I'll be making my best to bring you that. Then we continue to look at some of the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. At 11:45, the lines are open. Then exactly at 12 o'clock, we'll cross over to Cyprus to bring you Career 101 with HRH Linda Pallien, after which we bring the curtains down for the end of the program. So, just that's what's going to happen. But a minute silence.
Black Friday event now on at Curry's, and with our price promise, if you find it cheaper, we'll match it. Save up to £200 on the Sony Bravia 7 with QLED XR Mini LED for breathtaking contrast from only $1399 at Curry's.
Okay, so the biggle has sounded, and that brings us to the end of the 2 minutes silence. I think ours stretched more than that, but wherever you are, we are grateful that you were able to join in on the. This is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, and we say may their souls rest in perfect peace, and we will never forget them for all the sacrifices that they made for us. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, now let's move on straight to the quote for the day. It says, walk a mile in another person's shoes and you will be much more inclined to be understanding and supportive. And it's very, very true. I mean, if you've been through a challenge yourself, you seem to empathize with the people who are going through it more than somebody who has not been through any challenge and so naive about, or not experienced, or have not got anything and just trying to just find something to say because they have to say something. Well. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Now let's move on straight to the weather front. Okay. So on the weather front this morning, for us, on the Armistice Day, it looks like a bit sunny out there here in London, but other places might have their own forecast there. But well, we're going to be experiencing this afternoon. We'll see sunny skies for all, with just the odd light patch of cloud drifting in occasionally. Now tonight, this evening, we'll see dry conditions and clear skies for all. Overnight, it will continue dry with clear spells, but a few patches of cloud will develop towards dawn. However, the temperatures is going to be 11 tops and the lowest 5. Coming a bit chillier by the day. Tomorrow too, we are going to be experiencing another, maybe an increase, 1 degree increase in the temperature, bringing it to 12. But that's kind of how the weather is going to be. It's going to be tomorrow is going to be a mixture of cloud and sunshine though. But wherever you are, this is Starr Radio UK, and it is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's move on from there. Let's have a look at the travels as well, wherever you might be. So on the travel this morning, those of you using the underground, I can tell you assuredly, apart from the Waterloo and Sudi lines that is suspended, or no service between Waterloo and City line. Okay, Waterloo and City line, no service while they fix a point failure at Waterloo. All the other underground lines are running a good service. Now, moving on, DLR and London Tramlink, good service. London Overground, good service there as well. To the major roads in London, no exceptional delays there. The River Bus is running a good service, and the London Cable Car is also providing a good service there. Bringing us straight to the final segment of the travel update, and that is the National Rail. On the National Rail this morning, our trains, Island Line, London North Eastern Railway, Northern Rail, South Eastern Railway, and Transport for Wales are all offering special services. So please check before you leave so you don't miss your appointment or anything of the sort. Let me say good morning to Juliet as well, and a happy Monday to you. I hope you are all doing very, very, very well. All right. Now we're going to be taking a quick break, and once we come back, I'll be taking you global trotting. So wherever you are, don't touch the dial. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Hey, Charlie, you're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy. JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233244941 or 00233200606 and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Welcome back to the program. This is Starr Radio UK. Thank you very much, Juliet. I will definitely get in touch with you later. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK. Now let's go global trotting. But do me a massive favor, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well, even as we bring you everything that you need to know, from archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar. As we say all the time, it's making the headlines. Why not? Let's touch on it. Starr Radio UK. All right, so kicking off from, let's start from here. We'll land then before I bring you the updates from Nigeria, as Yomi has posted on this Ghana. Well, the Ghana election is going to be taking place on the 7th. The campaigns are going on, the rhetorics and all stuff. Well, we'll see how it's all going to be panning out for them, as to whether the Electoral Commission is going to be that good, a good referee, and not be involved in the editing. That is a different thing. But we have all the international communities representatives there trying to make sure that everything pans out well. But it's up to Ghanaians as well. So far as they are voting with their brains and not their tummies, then I think we're going to be good, right? Good. All right, then let's move on. Let's move on. That's it. That's the only way. If they can elect good leaders, that's all that we need in Africa. You know, good leaders, those who are selfless and not looking at their own parochial interests or their own economy. Yeah, they are looking at that for every one of us. That'll be a good one. Okay. In other stories making the round this morning, Trump allies back Senate leader contender while House control hangs in the balance. Rick Scott emerges as favorite for the top Senate job after winning backing from high-profile Trump supporters. Now, Israeli strikes on North Lebanon and Gaza kills dozens. Officials and rescuers have said. Starr set for Trump and Ukraine talks with Macron. Well, how is it all going to be panning out? Yeah, we'll see it. We're watching it very, very, very closely. And China roads blocked by thousands of cyclists in night quest for dumplings. Well, it's interesting one there. And Qatar has suspended Israel as mediator between Israel and Hamas. Why? We're going to be bringing you more on those fronts. A lot more going to be coming your way from there. This is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Let me say good morning to Delta. Come on. Yes, my baby sister. She's my mom now, you know. Yes, my mom and my baby sister, my chief advisor. Delta, good morning to you. Good morning to Rosita, my lovely sister-in-law there as well. Massive good morning to you, Eraisi. Mom, my mom herself, Mrs. Ryder Hammond, good morning to you all. Well, we're waiting for Olayomi for the updates. However, I know that he's been caught up somewhere. So if he's able to get off the motorway, then he'll be able to join us. If not, he sent me the updates and I'll be bringing them your way. You can send us comments, information that you've got on various stories that is making the rounds. And I promise you one thing for sure. I'm going to acknowledge you and bring it to you as well. All right then. So in other stories making the rounds there as well on the African front, dying of thirst as climate-driven floods mix with oil. It's quite an interesting one. The COP29 is taking place, but you ask yourself the question. Now, the developed countries have used all these means, fossil fuel to virtually develop their economies, making themselves very, very formidable, though they have good leadership, let me put it that way, which Africa, most of the time, we fail to have that, okay? But in this case, we are looking at the case where they are saying, now we all have to stop it. Now, if you look at recent events in Spain, where the floods and the number of people who died, 200 plus, and the devastation and the damage that has been caused there, it makes it quite worrying. So do we hack into them and say, well, because they did that, and look at the result that we are all reaping or experiencing, let us stop it? Or we will also say, no, well, they've gotten to that place, so we also have to use fossil fuel to do whatever. Because I mean, can you just imagine if Ghana wants to be now moving from diesel and petrol vehicles to electric vehicles, or Nigeria when the national grid keeps on collapsing? Do we have even the power to actually charge those vehicles? So it's like we've not gotten to that place yet. But what do you think we can do about it. Let us hear from you. Let us hear from you on that front. Now, Putin offers African countries Russia's total support. Well, Juliet says her thoughts are with the people in Valencia in Spain. Yes, it was a very devastating event that took place there. But let's see whether that will bring about a turn around when it comes to the use of all this fossil fuel. Botswana to legalize undocumented Zimbabweans. They talked about that last week. Juliet, we don't have the infrastructure. What we have to supply us the normal just electricity for home and for business, we don't have. Talk less having now getting charging points for vehicles. I don't think we are there at all. But it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. In other stories making the rounds on the African continent, DR Congo opposition, civil society dig in as Tshisekedi plus constitution change. President Felix Tshisekedi has called the current constitution outdated and ripe for reform. The law limits presidential mandates to 2. Is that what his intention is? That he's going to use that to maybe tweak the election so that he will have the constitution backing him to run for a third term. Is that why he's doing so? Well, we'll be telling you more about that. Ivory Coast parties begin preps for 2025 election. Juliet says the good thing is the place will be supported so fast that you will see the response so fast. Yeah, it's true. We have, remember when the king of Spain visited Valencia area and the people were, the king would definitely see to it that the government put everything on the ground to make sure that the people are okay. But when it happens in Africa, it's happened in Mozambique a few times and some Southern African countries there. What have we seen? We don't have the means to even support our own self, talk less, whatever. But let's see what is going to be going on from there. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In other stories making the rounds as well, this around looking at what is happening in Ghana. Sheikh Abdul Mumin calls on Muslims to vote for Bawumia. Have we turned it all into a religious contest or what? Well, NPC promises rent-free accommodation for able persons who marry persons with disabilities. What a lot of crap there. Let's see how that is going to be panning out. I'm going to be telling you more about that. Are you marrying the people because of convenience sake, or you marry somebody for love? Well, I think American accuses Gbagben of frustrating parliamentary impasse and mediation efforts. Now, what do you think can be done? And Ken Crunchy petitions Ekufuado for the removal of special prosecutors citing misconduct and security risks. Well, interesting development coming from Ghana as well, and I'll be telling you more about all that in the next few moments. So wherever you are, stay tuned and don't touch the dial. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In Nigeria today, again, vandals disrupt bulk power transmission on Lokoja Gwagwalada. My apologies there. Gwagwalada transmission line 1, and the NLC gives state governors December 1 ultimatum for minimum wage payment. If not, I bet you there's going to be another strike there. Criticism, I think, was envious of Tinubu's position. That's what the presidency is saying, because if Atiku goes on, who is the leader of the biggest opposition party in Nigeria, if they are critiquing government, he says that, you know what, all the criticism that is coming is because he envies opposition, because he contested with President Tinubu and he failed. Okay, whatever it is, he's failed, and therefore I don't want to be like Trump. Yeah, okay, he didn't win, so Tinubu won, whatever it was. Okay, but his criticism, the presidency is saying that he's criticizing us because he's envious of the president's position. What do you think? Is that true? And I like to urge South African investors to leverage new reform business climate and subsidy removal. Senators 6 effective measure against hardship. Well, we had the president saying they have got some measures that they were trying to put in place. We have various states and whatever things there, some being dished rice and stuff like that. But has it actually worked for them at all? The federal government is to establish leather factories in states to reduce palm oil intake. Okay, so the palm oil intake, those are some leather, which is, I don't think, is quite good. Let me, for lack of words, and therefore they say that they have to launch a leather factory in the country. Now, can the government regulate the housing system in Nigeria? Is another question on the lips of most people that we are going to be looking at. Olayomi Taiwo, hey, he said they are all criminals. I know it's referring to Nigeria and the leadership that's talking about the presidency and or Tinubu and his administration and the biggest opposition leader, that's Atiku as well. They said they are all criminals there. All right then, let me know more about what you think about all that. But we're now going to be going to Nigeria to look at the stories that is making the rounds from there in details. As I did say, Yomi has been caught up and therefore has not been able to come online. But these are some of the stories that he sent through that we're going to be looking at. But God willing, I'm sure that tomorrow he is going to be joining us and we will have the privilege of having him to break everything down and bring us more pertaining to what is happening in your area. However, if you are listening to us, you are in Nigeria, wherever part of the world that you are listening to us from, and you want to share some of the information that is going on, some of the news that is making the rounds there, feel free to do so. I will acknowledge you there as well. Okay, so now let's kick off from Nigeria, some of the stories making the rounds. The transmission company of Nigeria reported on Sunday that vandals have again attacked its 330 kilowatts Lokoja Gwagwalada transmission line 1 in the early hours of Saturday, the 9th of November. Now, according to the TCN, early on Saturday, TCN engineers attempted to re-energize the 330 kilowatts Lokoja Gwagwalada transmission line, but the line tripped. A statement by General Manager Public Affairs Ndidi Mba said that after efforts to reclose the line failed, a patrol team of TCN linesmen was dispatched to physically trace the line for faults. Upon inspection, they discovered that transmission towers T306 and T307 and T308 along line 1 had been vandalized, disrupting bulk power transmission along the route. Now, further examination revealed that the vandals had stolen 2 spans of aluminium conductor from line 1, the Lokoja Gwagwalada line, in a double circuit transmission line, and while TCN is still supplying bulk power through line 2, efforts are underway to secure replacement aluminium conductors for the 2 spans stolen from the line. Now that this has been published or publicized as well, I bet you we're going to be seeing it unfolding more of it. But the question that I've been asking myself is, now that the Nepa, I passed my neighbor industry. I'm talking about what you call generator or plants, those who deal in those space. Now, do you think they will want the electricity, the national grid, to be stable so that people will move from buying generators and buying fuel to fuel them to just moving straight onto the national grid? So these people, this group of people, I bet you will do everything in their power to actually disrupt it or sabotage it. Let me put it that way. As I've been talking about, every time I come back to where Dangote's refinery and the oil marketers and the NNPCL and everything that they are doing, the question is the fact that some people's economy or some businesses or some industry will be impacted, not slightly but massively. Do you think these individuals will want, or given the opportunity, not to sabotage like the Dangote one or when it comes to the transmission, the electricity transmission, the national grid, that so that people will not transmit or move on to that, and then in that case affecting the sales or the industry of importation of generators or plants. It's going to be quite an interesting one. I don't know how government is going to go about it, but if people are thinking that, look, this, if it's allowed to, grow and take hold, and everybody moves on to that, it's going to affect us. It is very, very great, and they will do anything in a place where, especially, we say that there is a rule of law, and the law seems to be an ass. Then I don't know what is going to happen there. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. The Nigerian Labour Congress has given state government an ultimatum of December 1 to implement the minimum wage. The NLC made this known on Sunday in a communique signed by its president Joe Ajero at the end of its National Executive Council meeting held in Port Harcourt in the Rivers State. Mr. Ajero, who expressed dissatisfaction over the delay by some states to implement the new wage, said workers in affected states were finding it difficult to sustain themselves given the worsening state of the economy. The NEC notes that with deep frustration of the persistent delay and outright refusal by some states' government to implement the 2024 National Minimum Wage Act. Now, this betrayal by certain governors and government officials across the country flies in the face of both legality and morality, as workers continue to be denied their rightful wages amidst rising economic hardship. It is a blatant disregard for the law and the lives of millions of Nigerians workers who are being exploited by the very leaders sworn to protect them. Now, the various states have not got the same revenue resource strength, okay? So they differ from place to place depending on the natural resources there, okay? So there are other places where virtually with the increment and everything, I don't think that they from the word go will say, look, we can't afford to be paying the workers, because even before then they were struggling. So what is the federal government doing about it? But again, somebody will say they are states, we are in a federation, and therefore there is that autonomy where people can decide to do this. But if the government has said that, okay, this is what you have to pay, then that's what the national minimum wage is going to be, and your state says we cannot do that, how do you expect the people to come to work? And the question is, if you wake up in the morning, when do you get the money to buy pay for your travel costs and get to that place? Your rent, how are you paying for it? Unless people are living in their own homes. And even if you are living in your own homes, are you not going to be paying for utility and everything that comes with it? That is a question. But I don't know, but it looks like, well, that's one of those things. But let me hear from you. So the NEC has given them an ultimatum come December 1, that's the NLC, National Executive Committee or Council, and they say come December 1, if nothing is done about it in those states where they've not implemented that, then, oh boy, the gloves is going to be coming off, and I think there's going to be lots of punching that will be going on. But this is all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, what is the use of an opposition party if they cannot actually hold government accountable? There are some states where if you dare open your mouth, when I say states, I'm not talking about Nigeria, but I'm looking at other countries, okay? You dare open your mouth, critique government, oh boy, the next moment you find yourself in the doldrums, right? Okay, or the dungeons, okay. But in Nigeria, they say there's a rule of law, and we have the opposition leader who is in the person of Atiku of the PDP, who seem to be criticizing the government, holding them accountable. But the presidency, in a rebuttal, has come out to say that, look, this man is critiquing us and doing all those things because he thinks, or they think, he's envying the position of the president. who he contested with, right? Okay, so the presidency on Sunday accused former Vice President Atiku Abubakar of harboring a deep sense of envy towards President Bola Tinubu's leadership. Is said in a lengthy critique that since his defeat in 2023 presidential election, Atiku, who has failed in his bid for the presidency 6 times, has seemingly shifted his focus away from his own party's internal struggles to a relentless campaign undermining the Tinubu administration. A statement issued by the presidential spokesperson Bayo Ononuga speculated that Atiku's repeated criticism of Tinubu stemmed from lingering sense of frustration with his own political failures. According to it, Atiku unrelentingly pushed to reviving proposals he failed to sell to Nigerians during the 2023 election campaign is viewed as an attempt to undermine the progress and reform programs spearheaded by President Tinubu. The statement is as promised. Let me take it again. The statement is a promised detailed response by the presidency to Atiku's earlier release titled "What We Would Have Done Differently." His economic proposal. But what do you think? Now, I'm saying that, listen, I believe in constructive criticism, okay? So, if I'm not doing something right, you tell me, look, this and this is what you could have done, and that would have worked better for you or for whoever you are serving. But if I dare say that when somebody criticizes me, just come and there's a destructive one. Oh, you are rubbish. Oh, whatever you are. Even you have water. You brought water to a group of 30 people. They said that no. You should have put this water, maybe put it in a plate and did something about it and criticize it, everything that I'm doing. Then there is a problem there. So I don't know. At times when we have governments in power across the globe, most countries are like that. Those who are saying, but we come to the UK here and it's not like that. Juliet will tell you that. You have the opposition holding the ruling government, yes, the prime minister and his team. They hold them accountable for every move, every word that they make, every sentence that they make, whatever step that they take is being criticized, being watched and being criticized, and that makes people toe the line in a way. Of course, if it is not an authoritarian regime, now we have even some democracies that seem to be a different form of democracy. They tell you that it's just a matter of voting, but the president or the prime minister wield so much power that nobody can do anything about that. But what do you think about all that? It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. 11:32 the time. Oh boy, we are running against time now. Let us speed up. Let's speed up. Do you think Atiku's move is good, or what is it doing? Now, Kano's political heavyweight Kwankwaso is under fire over a visit to Labour's party Oti's. The detail is emerging. Information coming to Governor Alex Oti of Abia State on Saturday, November 9, played host to presidential candidate of the new Nigerian People's Party in the 2023 elections. Now, Rabiu Kwankwaso, Emmanuel Emeruwa, the Speaker of the Abia State House of Assembly, some aides of Governor Oti, and members of Kwankwaso movement were present there. Although Kwankwaso said he was in the state to condole with Oti on the death of Ogbonaya Onu, the first governor of old Abia State, rumors of a possible political alliance between the ex-Kano governor and Oti, the only Labour Party governor in the country, spread. Well, he is thinking that, come the next election, we have to form a conglomerate so that we can fight the election and maybe win more seats. Why not? Well. But as I said, in politics, whatever you do is being scrutinized, and that's why people got to be very careful pertaining to whatever things that they decide to do. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, as I did say earlier on, I think let me bring you this one from Congo. Now, Congolese leader the Congolese political and civil society leaders on Saturday announced an alliance to rally against constitutional changes. They are meant to ensure President Felix Tshisekedi keeps power indefinitely. Named National Awakening, the coalition will hold its first meeting in mid-December to pay tribute to the 2005 referendum, which gave birth to the 2006 Constitution. The call attempts by Tshisekedi's ruling coalition to change the constitution high treason. Now, opposition leaders Martin Fayulu and Moise Katumbi are also leading separate initiatives against the constitutional review project. Now, Tshisekedi has called the current text outdated and ripe for reform. The law limits presidential mandate to 2. Now, members of the Tshisekedi party say the current constitution was written from a position of weakness because the country was embroiled in a war. So the question is there anything there that actually needs fine-tuning? Now that we've moved from 2006 to this point, we look back and look at it and we say, which areas can it be adjusted or fine-tuned so that we can get the best result of this kind of governance system that we have? Now, they say that reforms are needed to protect the country's sovereignty and changing political and military dynamics in the region. So it's now bringing something different on board, saying that because of this and that has to be done. So the constitution has to be reformed. But one of the bits that they are looking at, the president is interested in bringing, is somebody being there indefinitely until maybe you are voted out. So you don't need terms to say that you've gone 2 terms and that. But again, I look at all this and I say, when it comes to the rule of law in our parts of the world, in the developing countries, it doesn't pan out the way these ones are panning out. The government in power has so much power that when you say Jack, if they want you to vanish, they can let you vanish. Just quoting from one Nigerian, is there a senator who a couple of weeks ago did tell an Uber rider or driver that he could let him vanish and nobody can question him about that. Until when it came out, the video came out, and then he started apologizing. But I was saying that, so if the video had not come out, would he have apologized to the man and said that it wasn't anything like that? Well, what took over him? Well, we'll answer it later on. 11:37 the time. We are running behind time, so we have to push on. Now, former Ivorian Prime Minister Pascal Affi N'Guessan was on Saturday named candidate for the popular Ivorian Front Party in the 2025 presidential election at the Congress in Yamoussoukro, the Ivorian capital. N'Guessan was re-elected president of the FPI with 99.34% of the votes cast by 4,500 voters. The FPI is the party's of former President Laurent Gbagbo. N'Guessan took over its leadership during the Gbagbo incarceration in The Hague on war crimes and crime against humanity charges. Now, N'Guessan has sought the presidency in 2015 and 2020, each time losing to Alassane Ouattara, the incumbent. He rejected the result and was briefly arrested on occasions of running a per government. Now, some N'Guessan key proposals include abolishing Senate and the restoration of presidential term limits. Ouattara, who won re-election controversially, has not said whether he will seek a 4th term. Now, how many terms has Ivory Coast got now? At least Ghana is still sticking to the 2 terms. But, well, let's see what is happening there. This is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London at 11:38. We're going to Ghana as well. Now, the question is, do you believe in the polls? Do you believe in the polls? So when the election is coming, we call for elections, and some people say, some researchers say they've gone around and they've done the polling, and now they think that, well, this person is ahead by so point. What didn't we see when it came to the US? Well, we think that statistics, they are able to capture everything very, very well, and we had very, very good internationally recognized pollsters. Yet, whatever the polling was nothing to talk about, far from the margin of error. But in Ghana, the latest polls published in Ghana on Monday shows former president and the country's main opposition leader, John Dramani Mahama, leading the race to win December presidential election. The National Democratic Congress candidate's main rival is current Vice President Muhammadu Bawumia from the ruling New Patriotic Party. A total of 13 candidates are vying to replace outgoing President Nana Akufo-Addo, who is stepping down in January after serving the maximum 2 terms in office. As the country faces its worst economic crisis in a generation, both Mahama and Bawumia are focusing their campaigns on promises of economic recovery and improving people's livelihoods. The world's second largest cocoa producer, Ghana, in 2022, defaulted on most of its $30 billion external debt after years of overborrowing. No party has ever won more than 2 consecutive terms in the country's democratic history. No, parties have won 2 consecutive terms. They have, but now after 2 terms, okay, after 2 terms, I don't think anybody's been able to win a 3rd term as a party, not as the leader of the party. Well, but elections and everything. Campaigns are going on because come the 7th of December, that election is going to be taking place. But there's been some banter in the Ghana's Houses of Parliament. Now, Futu's Member of Parliament and Majority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin has told of his frustration in trying to engage with the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Gbagben, to resolve the impasse currently confronting the House. He says Alban Gbagben has frustrated several attempts he has personally made to engage him, along with several moves by respected bodies and prominent chiefs, all of which the Speaker has spurned. Afenyo-Markin laid the blame while on his far. Now, with about 2 months to round up each term, Parliament has been embroiled in what appears in an attractable controversy following Speaker Gbagben's declaration of 4 seats as vacant, and a subsequent ruling by the Supreme Court saying the Speaker's decision. Now, following disagreement between the New Patriotic Party caucus and the National Democratic Congress caucuses as the status of the 2 rulings by Speaker Gbagben and the Supreme Court, Parliament had recently had to adjourn indefinitely on 2 occasions. Now, many have called for cool heads to resolve the impasse and for the leadership of Parliament to show through leadership and resolve the matter amicably. As at Saturday, November 9, the division remained unpatched, with no clear signs as to when Parliament will reconvene to finish off the year. Speaking on the program, Afenyo-Markin said, soon after the Supreme Court ruled not to vacate its stay of execution orders against Gbagben's declaration of the 4 seats as vacant, he, Afenyo-Markin, made several calls to the Speaker, all of which went unanswered. He followed up with a visit to Gbagben's house, and even though he was home, he was told Gbagben was asleep. Yes, he needs to sleep, shouldn't he? Now, you have to call him before. It's like this part of the world. You cannot just wake up and just walk to somebody's house and say, I'm here. You'll be there. Well, when the doorbell rings, you don't want to be going out. Sometimes it rings now. We have got all this modern text, and then you can just look at the camera and see the person there. I don't want to talk to the person. I'm not in. You can see my car there. You can see the light in the house, but I'm not there. Maybe I'm sleeping. So maybe Gbagben was sleeping. He said, I went there again. He was not ready to receive me. Apart from that the Council of State and Peace Council members tried to engage him, including prominent chiefs. He told his host something like Yenini, but do you think they've done the right thing? But what do you think? What do you think about all that going on in Ghana there as well? But the Speaker has said to have failed to file the statement of the case in the Supreme Court. Why is it saying so? And we have the Attorney General who has come. Of course, he will. The Attorney General, Godfrey Yeboah-Dame, says the issue of 4 MPs who have decided to participate in the December election as independent candidate is not a new one in Ghana. He urges, therefore, that the Speaker's declaration of their seat as vacant is an error. Speaking at the second hearing of the vacant seats case at the Supreme Court on Monday, November 11, 2024, the AG said such situations have occurred in this country before. It is not unique to us, and it's not unprecedented. Clearly, the Constitution anticipated a change of political identities within the term of the current Parliament. To support his argument, he pointed out that in the first Parliament of 1960, there were 4 instances in which members of Parliament crossed carpets or changed their political affiliation. He cited the cases of J.A. Brima, Mumuni Bawumia, Tampuri, and others who switched from the then governing CPP to join a different political party, while some are also crossed from the opposition to the governing party. He added that similar situation occurred during both the second and third parliaments. Governor Dami noted the situation that we find ourselves in before the court has occurred again in the 7th Parliament. The then Speaker of Parliament, just like the current Speaker, ruled that there was a vacation of seat. My respectful submission on the point is that such a ruling was erroneous. Okay, so it's erroneous. So what do you think about all that? This will come your way from Starr Radio UK at 11:45 there. We were waiting for some connection or some contact from our own HRH in the Pallien, but it's not come through yet. So if we get here, then we'll be bringing the Career 101. If not, at 12 o'clock, we have to bring the program to a close there. One final story from Ghana, and then we'll move on to other parts of the world. You want to call me, 0208-133-2257 is the number. 0208-133-2257. Call me and I'll make sure your voice is heard as well. Now, Kenneth Kwabena Ejeyi Crunchy, the editor-in-chief of the Daily Searchlight, has officially asked President Nana Addo Dankwa to fire Special Prosecutor Kisi Ejabin. He accuses him of grave misconduct, including breaking his oath of office and confidentiality. Now, Crunchy said in the letter that Ejabin's act satisfied the requirement for removal specified in Section 15, Subsection 1 of the Special Prosecutors Act 959, which lays circumstances in which the Special Prosecutor may be fired. Now, petitioner presents this petition for the removal of the Special Prosecutor, Mr. Kisi Ejabin, on the authority of Section 15, Subsection 1 of the Special Prosecutors Act 959 of 2017. He said, citing the Act, he noted that stated behavior, incompetence, incapacity, willful violation of the official oath and oath of secrecy are among the grounds for removal. According to Crunchy, Ejabin approved polygraph examination for 80% of the office employees, not through Ghana's National Intelligence Bureau, but through the Federal Bureau of Investigation in the United States. Now, petitioner states first that this work was not done by the NIB, and second, this work was conducted by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, agency of the FBI of the United States of America, a foreign nation, Mr. Crunchy asserted. Now, these acts amount to willful violation of the official oath and oath of secrecy, and we are prejudicial in inimical to the economy of the security of the state. He urges or argues that urging this is stated misbehavior and violation of the Data Protection Act. Now, Crunchy has also called on President to act, emphasizing that these purported violations rendered Ejabin unsuitable for the office in accordance with Section 15, Section 1 and 959 Act, since the President Akufo-Addo has sent the petition to the Chief Justice for an initial evaluation. So the Chief Justice assent to it that he needs to fire the Special Prosecutor? That is a question, well, it is all coming away from Starr Radio. A final story from Ghana. The President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has reiterated that any effort to destabilize Ghana's democracy in the lead up to the December 7 general election will be fiercely resisted. According to the President, the integrity of the electoral process is a top priority. Delivering his final National Best Former Awards address, the outgoing president assured Ghanaians that he remains committed to preserving peace and security in the upcoming election. He asserted that a lot of hard work had gone into building a stable democracy and we must preserve it. To him, Ghana's democracy is one that now stands as an example across Africa and beyond. President Akufo-Addo praised past leaders, civil society, and Ghanaians for promoting peace and urged citizens and politicians to prioritize unity, safeguarding Ghana's democracy. As we approach the 2024 general election in the court, he said, "Let me make one thing absolutely clear again. I am unwavering in my commitment to free, fair, and transparent elections. Ghana's democracy is a treasure we have all fought to build and a legacy that must be protected. The sovereign will of the Ghanaian people will be upheld, and any attempt to disrupt the peace or undermine the democratic process will be met with the full weight of the law. Let there be no doubt that our democracy will remain strong and people's choice will prevail." We hope so. We hope so. We hope so. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, there's been a very sad story that is happening in Africa, and I get myself very worried about it. And this one is from Equatorial Guinea. I watched the whole thing and I read the whole thing. I'm asking myself lots of questions there. Is this man very rich? Or has he got all the power to appoint people and give them whatever? Or what is all that about? Now, what the rest of the world sees as a sex tape scandal could in fact be the latest episodes in the real life drama over who will become Equatorial Guinea's next president. Over the past fortnight, dozens of videos, estimates range from 150 to more than 400, have been leaked to a senior civil servant having sex in his office and elsewhere with different women. Now, they have flooded social media, shocking and titillating people in the small Central African country and beyond. Now, many of the women filmed were wives and relatives of people close to center of power. It appears some were aware they were being filmed having sex with Baltasar Ebang Mr. Egonga, who is also known as Bello because of his good looks. Oh boy. I see. Today I'm getting some more insight to that because of his good looks. Okay. Now, okay. All this is hard to verify as Equatorial Guinea is highly restricted society with free press, where free press does not exist. But one theory is that the leaks were a way to discredit the man at the center of the storm. Mr. Ngonga is a nephew of President Teodoro Obiang Nguema and one of those thought to be hoping to replace him. Obiang is the world's longest serving president, having been in power since 1979. The 82-year-old has overseen an economic boom that has turned to bursts as a result of the new dwindling oil reserves. Now, there is a small, extremely wealthy elite, but many of the 1.7 million people in the country live in poverty. Obiang's administration is heavily criticized for its human rights record, including arbitrary killings and torture, including to a U.S. government report. In a U.S. government report, it has also had its fair share of scandals, including the revelation about a lavish lifestyle of one of the president's son, now vice president, who once owned $275,000 crystal encrusted glove worn by Michael Jackson. Now, despite regular elections, there is no real opposition in Equatorial Guinea as activists have been jailed and exiled, and those with designs on office are closely monitored. Now, politics in the country is really about palace intrigue, and this is where the scandal involving Mr. Egonga fits in. He was the head of the National Financial Investigation Agency and worked on tackling crimes such as money laundering. But it turned out he himself was under investigation. He was arrested on the 25th of October, accused of embezzling a huge sum of money from state coffers and depositing it in secret accounts in Cayman Islands. He has not commented on the accusation. Whew. He who goes to equity must go with equity or in hands. It is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Now, U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has made two more key appointments ahead of his return to the White House in January. Tom Homan, 62, will serve as Trump's border czar. Now, having previously served as the returning president's acting director of immigration and customs enforcement, that's ICE. Now, New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, 40, has been made ambassador to the United Nations, according to the statement given to the New York Post. Meanwhile, Trump's Republican Party are edging closer to full control of the U.S. Congress. They already have a majority in the Senate and need to win just a handful of seats to take the House of Representatives as well. Now, a party needs 218 seats to win a House majority. The Republicans have 215 compared to their rivals 210. Control of the House gives a party the power to initiate spending legislation and launch impeachment proceedings against officials. Well. I said power is transient, and this power has moved. But how do you see it all? This is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Now, a majority in the House in the lower, let me jump there. In a post on his Truth Social platform, Trump said Homan will be in charge of our nation's borders. Is the border czar. Now, including, but not limited to the southern border, the northern border, all maritime and aviation security. He continued, likewise, Tom Homan will be in charge of all deportation of illegal aliens back to their country of origin. Congratulations to Tom. I have no doubt he will do a fantastic and long-awaited for job. One of Trump's major campaign pledges was to deport immigrants who are in the U.S. illegally. Now, Trump's pick of Stefanik for ambassador to the UN was made in a statement to the New York Post. Now, she confirmed her acceptance of the role to the same newspaper, saying she was truly honored. During my conversation with Mr. President, President Trump, I shared how deeply humbled I am to accept his nomination and that I look forward to earning the support of my colleagues in the United States Senate. She said an official announcement has not yet been made, but it's expected soon. Well, it's appointing. But if it was an African leader who was appointed as president, can you just imagine how long it's going to take before he appoints anybody to... they come into office and still they've not been able to place people in various positions there. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Now, Qatar has suspended its work as a mediator in ceasefire and hostage release talks between Israel and Hamas. The country said it will resume its works when Hamas and Israel show their willingness to negotiate. It comes after senior U.S. officials reportedly said Washington will no longer accept the presence of Hamas representatives in Qatar, accusing the Palestinian groups of rejecting fresh proposals for an end to the war in Gaza. Now, Qatar said initial reports it had withdrawn from mediation talks and said that Hamas political office in Doha no longer serves its purpose where were inaccurate. Now, Qatar notified the parties 10 days ago during the last attempt to reach an agreement that it will stall its efforts to mediate between Hamas and Israel if an agreement was not reached in that round. A statement from the Qatari Foreign Ministry has said Qatar will resume those efforts when the parties show their willingness and seriousness to the end of the brutal war. But what are we going to be saying? It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. We're bringing the program to a close in the next few moments, but just bear with us as we try to run up. Just bear with me. It's an urgent message that I needed to. Okay. The Prime Minister Keir Starmer is expected to discuss European security and likely impact of a second Trump presidency as he holds talks with French President Emmanuel Macron in Paris. Now, Macron and Keir Starmer mark Armistice Day at the tomb of the unknown soldier under the Arc de Triomphe on Monday and plan to talk about Russia's invasion and the humanitarian situation in Gaza at a later meeting, Downing Street has said. Their meeting comes as questions are being asked about U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's support for Ukraine after he said he could end the war with Russia in one day. Now, trade will be on the agenda, with Trump saying he will impose a blanket 20% tariff on imports into the U.S. Now, some economists have warned about the global impact of such tariffs with no prediction of a potential 22 billion hit to UK exports. Now, Macron personally invited the Prime Minister, making Keir Starmer the first British leader at the Champs-Élysées ceremony since Churchill in 1944. Keir Starmer also met French Prime Minister Michel Barnier before observing a minute silence to mark the 106th anniversary of Armistice Day. As part of the commemoration, Keir and Macron laid a wreath at the Winston Churchill statue in Paris and traveled in an open roof car to review troops around the Arc de Triomphe. Now, among the topics likely to be discussed at the meeting later are Ukraine, the Middle East migration, and the government push for a reset of relations with the EU. On Ukraine, the leaders are expected to talk about how to ensure its forces are in the best possible position ahead of the winter. One possible topic of the discussion is whether Ukraine could use long storm shadow missiles deep into Russian territories. What do you think will happen there? Ladies and gentlemen, this is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Now, Welby is facing pressure to resign over church abuse scandal. The Archbishop of Canterbury is facing mounting pressure to resign after damning report into an abuse by a prolific child abuser associated with Church of England. Now, Anglican priest Giles Fraser said the Most Reverend Justin Welby had lost the confidence of his clergy and his position was untenable. Now, three members of the church parliament, the General Synod, have started a petition calling for Mr. Welby to resign over his failures to report John Smith, QC abhorrent abuse of boys and young men at the Christian summer camps. A review of the church handling of Smith's case said Mr. Welby could and should have reported the case to authorities when details were presented to him in 2013. Mr. Welby's acknowledges he should have more rigorously followed up the details and said last week he had considered resigning but decided to stay in his role. The marking review into Smith's case said he might have been brought to justice for decades of abuse before his death in 2018. He had been formally reported to the authorities a decade ago. Smith is believed to be the most prolific serial abuser to be associated with the Church of England, having subjected as many as 130 victims to traumatic physical, sexual, psychological, and spiritual attacks. One of the victims, Bishop Guilford Andrew Watson, previously described the excruciating and shocking abuse he experienced. Smith died aged 75 while under investigation by Hampshire Police. The review also noted that some church leaders had been made aware of the abuse in 1982, and that is quite worrying, isn't it? But it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. A final story, and then we'll bring the program to a close. Now, the former British Army soldier Daniel Callif has pleaded guilty to escaping from Wandsworth Prison last September. He had originally pleaded not guilty to the charge and is in the middle of giving evidence at his trial. This morning, he had a charge put to him again and pleaded guilty, with a jury returning a guilty verdict on the charge of escaping from the lawful custody. His trial on 3 other charges is continuing. Now, these are collecting and communicating information used to an enemy, namely Iran. Now, collecting the names of special forces and soldiers that would be useful for terrorism and perpetrating a bomb hoax at his army barracks. Daniel Callif's trial began last month, and he has already given evidence for 3 days. Let me say thank you very much to every one of you who tuned in this morning to listen to us. I promise you one thing for sure. Tomorrow we're going to be coming your way with the morning show, and for sure I'm going to be having Mr. Olayomi Koiki joining in as well. But on that note, let me say thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure coming your way. We'll be coming your way, God willing, tomorrow with another edition of the morning show. But until then, it's been me, your one and only Archie, saying have a top of the day and bye-bye for now. Hey, Charlie, you're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233244941 or 00233200606 and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Thanks for listening.